Now we watch our favorite cricketers and cricket teams on TV. We go to the stadium to watch them play. There's a lot of us out there who love to know the story behind each player, how they've come up, what they have had to go through to play in the international arena, because it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of grit. And then there are cricketers who do make it, who write books, and then we understand their story, their point of view, their perspective on things that we only heard as news. Now here are my 5 recommendations of autobiographies of cricketers that I really like. Number 1 is Michael Clarke's My Story. First of all, I think the title is so clean. I think a lot of people, if they're writing autobiographies, they should have a title like this. My Story. It's so simple, easy to understand. This book is a really good read. He talks about a lot of personal things that not a lot of people know. He has after that come out and talked about in the interviews, but to read it in the book, to read about his emotions in such detail was so heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. He talks about getting the Australian captaincy, his friendship with Andrew Simons, the death of Phil Hughes and how that affected him. There's a lot in this book to uncover. There's also part in this book where he talks about why he wore full sleeves and had his collar up. A lot of people thought it was because of arrogance, but there was a skin condition that he has that he also goes into detail. To know all of this, you guys should read the book. Now my next recommendation is Michael Holding's No Holding Back, and he does not hold back when he wrote this book. He didn't hold back in his playing days and doesn't hold back in his book. He's very honest about his relationship with the West Indies cricket board, with a lot of players that he played with and the current players too. He has a lot of opinions that might tick people off, but it's a very honest and interesting read, because a player like him at that time, who played with so many great fast bowlers with him and so many players against him, he has a lot of things to say and he's very honest about it, does not hold back like the title suggests. And if you want the honest truth and things that might even hurt you should read the book. Now, my next recommendation might surprise a bunch of you. Now, we give him a lot of slack in the commentary box. I personally don't like him in the commentary box. I think he exaggerates quite a bit. If not, he plays down things a lot. I mean, he works in the extremes and I don't quite like that. But it's Sanjay Manjrekar's Imperfect, and this title couldn't suit the book more. He is so honest about why he got into cricket. His father was a former cricketer. He saw his father all of this fame and respect, a lot of big cricketers coming home, and he wanted that. He fell in love with the fame and the money aspects of things more than the game, and he's honest about it, so kudos to him. Like, he's very honest about why he got into the game in the first place, which I think not a lot of people can do. So kudos to him. It's a good read. It's a good writer. And yeah, it's just one of those books that took me by surprise because I really liked the book. Now my 4th recommendation and my personal favorite out of all the books that I've read so far is Michael Hussey's Under the Southern Cross. A lot of reasons why I like this book. He's a left-handed batsman and so am I. But one of the reasons that attracted me towards this book is, again, his brutal honesty, but also about how he went about playing his game. He thought he was this skinny little guy who couldn't hit the ball hard and had to find gaps. He was very underconfident when he got into dressing rooms, although the times when he had to be confident, he was, and he could score all those runs. He was very fidgety as a player. He was always nervous, almost overthinking at times. A trivia for you, he wasn't always a left-handed batsman. To know why he became a left-handed batsman, read the book. He's one of those players that you think would know what he's doing, and he did know for the most part, but there was also a nervous energy around him that he had to battle for a long time in his career, even before he played for Australia. Now my last recommendation, I unfortunately don't have the physical version of the book. I read the Kindle version of it. It's by Nasir Hussain. Of course, these autobiographies are going to be honest. Hopefully are honest. I mean, I'm assuming they are honest, and that's going to be my first adjective to describe a book. But he's also very candid about his players, his teammates, his dad, his parents, his upbringing, and himself. He was again one of those players who was just very nervous to walk into bat. Also why he didn't like waiting to bat, because he would just get very nervous. And again, he had this nervous energy around him that he would have had to battle his entire career, which is also something that played part in his retirement. It's Michael Hussey and Nasir Hussain have this commonality which I never would have assumed if I hadn't read these books. So yeah, these are my 5 recommendations. For a shout out, I would shout out both of Shane Warne's books. He has 2 books. I'm not going to say much about it. It's a shout out. If you want more recommendations and if you want more videos like this, like, share and subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.